Hey y'all, it's Katie, and today I'm taking you with me to Deka Fit Austin, where you'll see what it's like to have the athlete experience at a Deka Fit. So obviously, every event center is going to be a little bit different with their course setup, so this is just an example. So first thing, whenever you come to a new race, you want to find the bathroom right away, and obviously it's right here up front, and it was super convenient. Next, you'll want to find registration, which is pretty obvious usually right up front. Have your ticket screenshotted on your phone so it's easy and accessible and you can just grab your stuff and go. Here with teams, they give you a baton with the chip on there. Otherwise, for solo, you'll have a wristband with that. Then you also have all the zones, so if you're unclear on anything, usually there's rules laid out so you can check up on those. Then course crossings, you'll just want to make sure that you go between racers so you're not running anybody over. And of course, there's the merch tent when you first come through, and then you're in the arena. You can walk around for a little bit, get the lay of the land, and make a full circle before you actually settle down. This place had some really great convenient tables that you could set up at. And of course, there's tons of vendor booths lying around, so make sure you walk up to those and say hello, look at their merch, because they're really great. There's also a bag drop if you came solo and need a place to stick your stuff, that's great. But make sure you walk around and take a look at all the zones. This one was super great because they were all in sequential order, so it was very simple for the racers and for the audience members to follow their athletes through the course. I absolutely loved that about this course. Make sure you're clear on how many reps, meters, and calories to do in each zone so you know what's required. Also, make sure you're clear on how many laps are at the event center, because this one specifically was 2 laps, but some Deka Fits might be 3. So it just depends, so make sure to ask somebody and find out. And here was the warm-up zone. They had rams, they had tanks, they had all the ergs that you needed and everything equipment-wise for you to warm up with before you actually hit that start line. So it was really great. They even had tons of mats out for stretching and mobility. And the warm-up area leads straight into the start corral so you can get going right when your wave starts. And one thing to note on the race course here is that there's no fast or slow lanes. You just have to be aware of other runners around you and be respectful to other people. So here, if you're slower, stay on the outside. If you're moving a little faster or want to pass, move on the inside, but be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you're not going to run into anybody else when you're trying to pass. So it's all about respect here. Another thing to note is that there's no transitional zones between the run course and the working zones. It's right on there. So you turn off the race course and immediately into the zones for work. So you have to pay attention where you are on the run course and how many laps that you're doing so you can make sure you make the correct turn into the correct zone and you don't skip any zones in the process. If you skip a zone, there will be a small 1-minute penalty if you are able to come back and complete the zone later. If you don't come back and complete the zone before the end of the race and you have an unfinished zone, that means you'll be an unofficial finisher, but you still get your medal and t-shirt. So just make sure that you follow the rules, you don't skip anything, and you'll be good to go. And of course, once you finish the race, grab some water, grab your t-shirt and your medal, and enjoy the celebration. You can always check your times at the leaderboard station over here where it has the current day's leaderboard. And then check out the cooldown zone. They had some Theraguns and some of these, what I call puffy legs, for free. So you could use these as much as you wanted the entire weekend for free. Then you can of course sit around and wait for awards. They give out podium awards after all the age group or teams, whatever the division you are, is completed. So that's always a fun time to cheer on other racers and celebrate fitness together. But that is your Deka Fit in a nutshell. If you've done a Deka Fit before, let me know what your experience was like in the comments and check out my description for some of my free race resources. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!